A few years ago, I lived in a house that was a block away from a public park. It was a very large park, and I noticed two soccer games occurring when I left one Saturday to go to the grocery store. When I returned home about 45 minutes later, I noticed there was a truck parked beside my property. The occupants of that truck were on my property. There were two children dressed in soccer uniforms, their mom and dad, and a large Doberman. The Doberman was lying on a picnic blanket, the parents were setting up their family's picnic lunch, and the children were chasing each other all on my front lawn. I couldn't believe my eyes. I pulled my car into my driveway and walked over to the family asking them why were they on my property. The entitled mother then snarked at me, "What does it look like? We are eating lunch." I asked why are they not eating in the public park that is a block away, and she responded, "It's more peaceful here." In complete shock, I then said, "This is private property and you all need to leave now." The mother's response was, "Go to hell, you little idiot." I was furious. I pay the mortgage, I do all the lawn work, and you think it's okay to trespass and tell me where to go on my own property? So this was the easiest revenge ever. I walked right beside them to the outside tap that was attached to my sprinkler system and turned it on. The family started screaming and grabbed all their stuff as they ran to their truck. The mother and father screamed obscenities the whole time and said that they were going to get me. Well, this is where revenge number 2 came in. I downloaded my security camera footage which showed their license plate and brought it to my next door neighbor, who just happened to be a police officer who worked that day. The parents were charged with trespassing, and I had a smile on my face for the rest of the day. Thank you for caring about their hygiene. Sounds like their mouths could have done with a washout too. OP. It was a very hot summer day. I was ensuring they didn't overheat. Doberman probably enjoyed the fun. Have fantasies about installing a motion-activated sprinkler system on my front lawn for the idiots who walk onto my property to steal my plants and walk their dogs. Well done. Sorry, I'm typing on a phone because my mom, has broken my computer. For some background info, my older brother would constantly eat everything in the house and not contribute anything to the family, he's 23. We would then be left with bread, water, and pasta, while he and his GF would constantly go out for food, while also paying no bills and leaving everything on my mom. I have a gluten problem so I can't eat bread and pasta, and I'd essentially be left starving almost. Once I did get a job I'd buy things I'd be able to eat, gluten-free products, and he's still eating everything up in 2 days, and for the next week, I was left to starve again. It got to the point where I had lost so much weight my doctor was concerned. He recommended I started to drink some protein shakes and get a better balanced diet. I had bought a few cases of Ensures, and when I went to get them the next day they were all gone. So I immediately purchased a mini fridge and installed a lock on my door. This was fine for about 3 months until I came home and my door was removed, and my mother berated me and basically yelled at me for holding out on them. Anyways, to sum that part up, for the next few months nothing changed, but I was able to eat a little more, and I'm up to a healthy weight. I also got a full ride to my top college, and they invited me to their honors college and a summer program which will give me college credits, and they'll also fly me out to them. All I'd have to pay for was my dorm supplies and clothes if I wanted any new ones. When I told my mom about it, she immediately said no to the program and to college because I'd be leaving her and she needs me because I'm her rock and I can't just leave her with my brother. Like, okay? Then kick him out and live by yourself. This is the same man she protected and kept taking his side during arguments. Everyone in my family has cut him off but her. After like 3 arguments about the program I enrolled anyways because my grandparents gave me money to pay for my enrollment and board fee, which was like $500. But since I'm 17 they emailed her to confirm if I could go. Luckily she was cooking so I just ran into her room and accepted it myself and deleted the email. Well, the program starts June 11th, and the whole week before that I was packing and slowly hiding things in my grandparents' house until it was time for me to leave. I don't know how, but my mom found out and called the college to say she never signed the slip and that I would not be enrolled. Keeping me from going to college, she then broke my computer, saying that I won't need it since I won't be going to college anyways. I called the college and there was nothing I could really do since I was a minor at the time, but 2 weeks ago I turned 18 and explained my situation to the college and they let me continue the program but said I'd have to pay for the flight down here myself. After that I called my grandma and had her come get me and the rest of my things. My mom was pissed. She was screaming, crying, and yelling, asking me how could I just abandon her with my brother after all she's done for me. I still have the knot on my head from her tackling me and making me bang my head against our concrete stairs. My grandparents asked me if I wanted to press charges, but honestly, I just want to be away from her. She keeps texting me after what happened and said she's going to sue me for emotional damage, but that's not likely since she can't even afford to feed her family. I'm living with my grandparent now and I've never been more fed. I think I'll get all my strength back before I leave my grandparents' house. This is all honestly crazy for me because she's never acted like this. This past year she's been on a downward spiral. No, press charges for the most part. Once you let the legal system start turning, it turns on its own. The most you will need to contribute is showing up in court. You need the firm break of criminal charges between you and someone who starved you for enough time that your doctor got concerned. Otherwise, she will magically show up at your university and cause even more trouble drama. Press all of the charges and report her for child abuse as well. Get the note from your doctor and give it to the police to explain that you were starved to the point where you were in danger. I am hoping that you will never ever go and see her without your grandparents with you. Also, I would recommend never spending the night in that house. Going no contact might be a little early, but her having to deal with your brother is her own fault and has nothing to do with you. OP. I don't plan on going back. I have family close to where I'm attending school, and they already said they'll house me during breaks if needed. My grandparents have also officially cut contact with her. I really hope you explained the extent of the abuse you've suffered to your grandparents. OP. I didn't really tell my grandparents anything but the problem at hand. I never really considered anything before this as abuse, only once she physically harmed me did I say it was an assault. I have 3 horses, 2 who are really sweet and 1 who has extreme anxiety and is terrified of people, especially young kids. He was hurt for the first 6 years of his life. He was a lesson horse for kids who would often be kicked hard with spurs until he was rescued, and later I bought him, and that was 4 years ago when I was 13. I'm now 17, and I have used so long to gain his trust. That's just some backstory that'll be important. Also, my horse gets anxious when he isn't with his siblings or with me, which is also important, I think. We had an open stable, which is basically an event where families get to come to the farm and meet the animals and try riding the horses, and the owner asked if they could borrow the 2 sweet horses, which I agree on. Since I couldn't leave my horse with the other horses, I was also asked if I could go on a few trips with some visitors to teach them how to ride. It was a very short trip. One of the trips stood out, however. A boy, maybe 9 years old, was put on the laziest pony ever, and he did not seem happy. He saw my horse, he is a Shire by the way, so he is huge, 17 Hanzaka 68 inches 173 centimeters from the shoulder down, he is bigger than me. The kid lit up, jumped off the pony, and walked over to me, with the mother right behind, and this was the conversation. Excuse me, my son wants to ride that horse, can you switch? Me? Sorry, no, this is my horse. No, it's the farm's horse. Me. No, I own him, he is a private. But no, he can't ride my horse. Why not? He doesn't want the lazy horse. Me. It's my horse, and I'm guessing your son has ridden very little. This horse is not for beginners, and he doesn't like strangers. Then, grabs the reins. My brother was close by and got the lady to let go, but it was not over. I want to ride him. I know, but that boy won't let you, he doesn't think you are good enough. Started crying and yelling I want to ride it over and over, and I got annoyed. Me. Lady, either get your son on the pony or leave, cause you aren't going to get to ride my horse, it's dangerous, and if the kid falls he'll get seriously hurt. No, he won't, it'll be okay. Brother? Lady, the horse is almost my height, I have landed in the hospital because of that horse, and I got away with a broken arm. That horse does not like kids, your son will get more injured than I did. OP is basically saving your son from a lifetime of pain, or maybe death. It's true, my brother tried to ride my horse and was bucked off. You're just making that up cause you're some stuck-up rich brats. Me. Alright lady. Leave, I'm not gonna take you on the ride. I'm telling the owner. Me. Go ahead. I have 6 witnesses that can back me up. After that, left and I was later asked about it from the owner, and nothing happened to me, the owner took my side. Boggles the mind how Karen would put their own kids in danger just to get their way. You handled it a lot more politely than I would have. My response would have been go to hell Karen and take your spoiled disgusting little crotch goblin with you. You did good. Why abuse an animal, an intelligent animal, just to appease a screaming brat? Your horse trusts you for a reason. I know all about horses, and even I gasped when I read she grabbed the reins.